Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Ahmed Lomoyer. On this video I'm gonna teach you how to create multi-protocol gateway service. Just click on it and you say add. Once you get right here, so first, what is multi-gate protocol? You could click on it, they give you the explanation as well. So the multi-protocol gateway in IBM DataPower is a component that allow you to accept client-oriented message in a various protocol, and then you pass this message to a remote server using a different protocol. So multi-gate protocol support different protocol like file transfer protocol, FTP, FTPS, HTTP, HTTPS, MQ, IMS, and Kafka, and other as well. On a multi-gate protocol, we have a two types of service: dynamic and static. In a static server architecture, it accepts the client request through the various protocol handlers such as HTTP or MQ. A static URL determines the destination for the traffic. We will put a static URL right here, default URL on a static. This will determine from where to receive the the service, where to invoke the service, which service we should invoke. We will place a default URL. And we have a dynamic backend service. In a dynamic server architecture, other protocol handler can be routed to a different protocol. Dynamically, message can be pursued and routed using various processing action available through a service enforcement or policy. Whatever policy we create, and over there we will enforce the route to which service we should route them request. So let's create one, the static one. You just place let me pick this name for it. I wanna say get one in case if I don't have it, and brief description would be same thing. I say static. This is the, always check the label. This is the topic, general information. This section is about general information. This section is about backside URL. What I will do, I already have three services, service 1 and 2 I previously created. You could check my video. On that one is a 49. I wanna route that one statically to this one. So the IP address is the same IP address and the port number is that. So let's create that one, HTTPS, not S. This time we will use HTTP : we're gonna use the port number 49, and that's a dynamic. I create that one for the dynamic. Let me show you on a URL. The port is dynamic, the hint port is dynamic. If you check right here, see, dynamic. Let's go back to this is the default URL. You must put a default URL to any service you want. So on this side, let's finish first. And now we're gonna ignore all the option except we will pick the response as XML and dynamic, and the timeout is fine. And right here, propagate URL, we will take this one off, but let's read what is that. If you remember the previous service, if you check the previous service, we create a static and dynamic craft. We gave them a same URL. Otherwise, it will causing the issue, because when it's set to on, the service rewrite the URL on a backend. When you set to on, the service rewrite the URL and the backend, URL to URL on a client request. That's why when I put like different URL and invoke it, they will override me this one. That's why it caused me that's why I left the same name on a previous one. Since there's a multi-gateway and they give me the option, I could sign different URL. You will see it. Just I will say off, not to use on. And let's create process. This is the general information. We come to a process policy, just a plus sign. We gave them a same name right here. I want to give them, in case there's a sometime I create many URL with the same name. Let's say policy 1. On that one we will create 2 services, one from the client to server, 1 and 2 rule. And on that one let me use, like, I wanna make the big difference on a URL. I wanna pass configuration matching rule. I will say 1 and 1, and I want to add URL. Let me add URL like D, because you will see there's a dynamic. I want to pass that one so that will not cause any issue. So apply and apply, and done. This is the service to client to service. Next rule I want to create and server to client. I want to create on a server to client. I allow any URL, just say default, and I want to leave it like that. Response come back, like result will be response come back. You could do the transformation if you like to, but I don't want to manipulate my data. Whatever come from a static URL, I wanna let it come back. You see the result will return back to my replay. Say, and we create a process right now. What we need to create for that one, because it's a protocol where we use multi-protocol on that. So front end we need to create, there's a mandatory field. If you say save, let's get, anytime when you see this will cause, we need to create a side protocol, a front side protocol. You just click on and first time let me create the HTTP, and you could create any protocol. First time I'm gonna create HTTP, and next time I'm gonna create the HTTPS. I'm gonna let me name it same thing, HTTP, configure HTTP. I will say 11 in case. So I'm gonna name it this one, and you could place a description if you want, and pick the, do not leave it 000. You will allow every, and pick anyone. You could say 80, let me pick 8089, the port number for that, but default one's 80. You pick any, let's say I want to pick that one too. You could add multi-protocol, and I will leave everything as the way it is. And so just say apply. Now we just create the, and I will also request type XML and response type XML. So let's recheck everything look fine and say apply. So let's test our service. I want to invoke this one. I want to send request for that one, then invoke that one. I just come to a click, and bring that one. If you remember, we passed D right now, and also the port was 8089, and you need to add a body on that. So I want to add a body, this one. Just let's make a call. See the 200. Okay, we call the host with this port ID. You invoke it from a different dynamic static URL, and we just call even the service 1. Through service 1 we invoke it as IP address, everything. But how should we use the HTTP instead of the backend HTTP front side protocol? How should I use the HTTPS? Just click on a plus sign. This time I'm gonna use HTTPS. HTTPS, I wanna name it same thing. Instead of HTTP, I wanna use HTTP secure protocol. As S, the hen means secure protocol. I will put it 111 anyway, and put description the way you want. And again, I don't want to leave it 00, and let's put that one 39. No, not 39, 38. And you could pick any URL. Right here we must have a certificate. we use the server profile. Let's leave it like that. We create a service protocol. How should we create it? Let me create let's go back to the search box and type right here crypto tools. We need to go to a crypto tools. Just click on it. The mandatory field name is a common name. I wanna say, let me say crypto tools cert, and other is not mandatory. You could give the country name, the state. It's up to your organization, and you could read how many countries are 2 words. Just click 2 variable is only code you need to provide. On a other organization is 64 up to 64 of characters enough. You could read and put a name, any name you want. You could create your certificate on the name of your organization or the country where you live or where you work. Just say generate. And also I want to export private key, but you don't need to. Just say export private key, confirm. Now we created, the name is a crypto tool cert, yani certificate. Let's go back to our just save the change and close that one. And let's go back to the service we left it alone. We were right here. We want to use a server profile. That's why we're using a TLS server type. On right here we click on a plus sign. On a plus sign you just pick any name you like to. I want to pick TLS server profile, say 111. You could name it anything and put a description. Right here on a plus sign we need to add authentication credential. Just say plus sign again, and from right here you need to see crypto the certificate you create, crypto tool cert. You click that one. Right here we crypto tools cert and also crypto tool cert. All you do this one, and you need to create a name or give a name for it. Say crypto authentication credential, say 111. I just point something like in case if it's, then apply. And this is also done, nothing left. Right here, apply and apply. I hope you see the, just remember the port 4438 and the IP address is same thing. Apply. Right now we want to use on that from the end. I want to delete that one, and I want to use configure HTTP 11. Let's say apply if that causes any exception. So right now we're using a configure HTTPS. Right now we're using HTTPS handler. We just created. We're gonna invoke that one. Let's test it. Again we're gonna HTTP. Let's do the HTTP first, and colon 172.17.02 and the 0.2. And the port was, if you remember, that was 4438 I believe, and the domain is the policy we create is a D. So what we do, we pass the request as well. So let's send a request. I add a body, see nothing is going. If you just add S right now, because we create the HTTPS, just make a call. Now is 200. Again we call the service 1 backend as a static, and they give us the ID, the transaction ID. Okay, everything is fine. So this way we creating a certificate. We're using on HTTP protocol and HTTP, and this way we were using a multi protocol. See you on the next video.